All right, grade 11s, welcome back to the classroom. I know it's super early in the morning, but we're going to get right down to business. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look through our type tools. That's what we're going to be working on for the next little while, just to get us ready for the next assignment. So first thing you're going to do is you're obviously going to open up the file, open, and then look for 12 type tool either on your OutDrive or on our Edmodo. And then what you're going to do is basically you're going to click on the type tool. So if you have it like this, it's going to be the T, and you all know what that is because you've all had to type a type tool for your previous assignment. And then if it's elongated like this, then you're going to count down to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will bring you to your type tool. You can also press T and it will automatically put on your type tool, or you can hold down the type tool to see that there are 6 other different quadrants or icons inside the actual type tool. And if you want to hold down the type tool with the series, because these are all the 6 series here, if you want to hold it down so that it actually snaps off, if you click on this arrow right here to your right, you can click on that and it'll snap off the actual bounding box. All right, or on the actual panel. And then you're going to want to open up and then click on typography, or on the right side over here you can see that there is a bunch of different selections that you can make, so you can click off on typography. All right, once your typography is on, you're going to see there's character here, and then there's also character right over on to as you start to type. So if you have T selected, or if you press T on your actual keyboard, you're going to have this sort of mouse and the selection that shows up like this in a sense. And then if you click on any area of your paper that you're going to start to work on or type on, then it's going to allow for you to format the type of font that you're going to place on this paper. So it's flashing already, and it's all ready for you to type in your text or your font. So you want to have code bold as part of your type. It should automatically show up. If not, you can also utilize the code font that's inside your folders as well. And then you're going to, now, if you could check to see what types of fonts is available here for you. Just like on Photoshop, you can check to see what type of fonts is here, and then you could highlight it to utilize or to use that font. And what we're going to do here is you're going to change the font size to 75. So you can just type it in without even having to click down on the arrow. You could just type in 75. Press enter afterwards, and then now your type becomes bigger. And you're going to start to type. So we're going to put text format, because that's what I would like to use as my type. And if you now click on the selection tool, you can click on that, and then it opens up a bounding box. Click on the selection tool and then click on the text, and then it will show up as a text format. So now if you have a bounding box around this word or this fonts, and the bounding box allows you to do to take all of the text together that you've typed up if they're all in the same line. And then you could experiment with other effects. So if you wanted to, you could change the color of the fill by clicking on the colors over here, or if you wanted to, you could take one area or one section, and you can also change it with a character here on the side. So you could change to your sizes here. You can also change the tracking for the selected character, so you could make it wider in terms of for your font. So you can change it to different types of fonts if you'd like, so that you can utilize other fonts that's available. So you can change it to several other fonts if you'd like. It's a little slow today. Okay. And if you want, you can always just bring it back to our code bold. All right, so once you have that, you can also change the format. Actually, you can change the fill that's inside, and then it would show up with a different type of fill. You can have patterns inside of it, and you can also change, or you can also make the fill black and white. So you can change your fill here. You can swap it for the text fill, and then you can place something else inside of it. Or you can change, okay, so you could change it to pompadour outline, and then the stroke could be black, and you can make it thicker if you'd like, if you want to make it 4, so that's a little bit thicker, or if you want, you can change your actual stroke to be about 0.5, where it's very little and you can't really see it as much. Okay, so really depends upon what you would like to do. So now to the left. Okay, tilt it to the left, or you can tilt it to the right, whichever direction you'd like to do or go. All right. And also, you could okay, so you could change the direction of where your box is going. And the next thing you could do is also, you could, if we leave our area here and we go outside of our artboard, you see that there is a bunch of font or text that's already pre-made for you. So if you just click on that font or text, body of text, if you press Command and C, if you press T for text to make your box like this, you can actually place the text in here. So you can do Command and V, and then you can place the text that you just copied from earlier. Okay, and then you can press the selection tool, click on the selection tool, and you can move those boxes around. Now, if you notice, it doesn't fit the whole thing. There's some areas here that didn't fit into the box. And if you notice too, there's another area here that is that, you know, like it has a plus. If you zoom in, you can see that there's a plus as well over here. So we want to place both of the text. So that means that you could actually make the text another box again to make another selection or section to place those area. So if you press A for the direct selection tool, and then you move your mouse to the right, or you click on that, the rest of the type will show up on another box. Okay, so maybe not as effective because there's only very little. So let's try that again. Okay, so if you press T, you make a little box for your type, and then inside you press Command and V to place it in there, press A, and then path, like this area right here, to make another box. And then see how it has a little corner. It looks like it's gonna, you can make another box, and then you can make a separate box, and then the whole, whatever is left over from the type will show up here. By pressing on V, you can, again, you can use the selection and you can move the boxes around if you'd like. Okay, and then you note it goes together here, and it goes from one section to the next, and it's highlighted there. Okay, so whatever areas you'd like. This is the best way to use this for any type of copy is when you're making a brochure, for example. So in the future, we may be making a brochure. This is the best way of actually utilizing that selection. And if you want to just ensure that it's lining up with the next text, because that would be good, for example, if that's what you'd like to do. Or you can just go to the next part. All right, there's your arrows. Your bounding boxes are actually on anyway. Okay, and that's pretty much it for that. And the rest of your font basically flows onto the next area. Alright, and then if you want, we're going to work on here, the next part, type as outlines. So once you right click, you're going to, now you're going to do create outlines. And once you create outlines, you have to be very, very careful because as soon as you create them, you can no longer convert it or you can't edit it any longer. So whatever is in here on your text, once you created your outline, can no longer be redone. So then it just becomes outlines. Alright, so there's your text as outlines. Okay, and you can choose to do one at a time, for example, and change all the colors in all by clicking on A. So using your direct selection tool, you can change the different colors. Hopefully you'll do them so that you are utilizing your color wheels so you remember what goes well with each other. Okay, your secondary versus complementary colors, for example, so that you know that you're using the proper colors together. So it does not look funny at all, or it doesn't look off, for example. Okay, matching your colors accordingly. That's probably better. Alright, so then you can choose to do certain areas only and color in those certain areas. Okay, you can use also the gradient tools that are found here. Fading skies, foliage, pompadour, and so forth. Because now they're all outlines, so they're all individually by themselves. So you can choose to change them as you see fit. And don't forget, you have your swatches here. A whole bunch of different colors that you can utilize. Don't forget that part. So you can even use different colors here that it's like a whole bunch of colors. You highlight these areas right here, this whole thing. You can also change, your brush definitions. You can make it like charcoal and feathered, for example. You can place, lovely arrows around it if you'd like. You can also, if you've already made a path using your pen tool or your pencil tool from Illustrator, you can actually take your text and copy it, and you can type it in an area. So you've already made the shape, so if you click on the shape right here, and then you click on T, you can actually place the text inside the shape. Okay, and you can have all of this. And again, if you have text that's there already, you can click on the plus sign and then go to the next box right here, and then it will type in the text. So now you have these two types in the area. Okay, that's how to type in an area. If you have a type on a curve, so this is a curve, this is also a curve you made with the pen tool. Now you could utilize your type on a path tool. So if you click on the actual path or on the pen line that you've made and you've type in whatever it is, type on a curve, and then you can make your actual type on the curve. And let's say you want to make it a little bit bigger. So again, going back to, let's go to 60. Oh, it disappeared a little bit. Let's bring back a little. So 48, for example. If you click on one of these arrows that are sticking out here, if you bring it closer, you can move it over to the next line, for example. Okay, if it's too much, then obviously how there's the ones in the middle. Okay, the side ones will bring your actual type closer to each other, and that's all that it's doing, or it's going to allow it to disappear depending on what the type is. And again, if you make another line, then it's going to go back to the other line. All right, and again, if you want to look at that, you just take one of those areas and you could turn it around to the other side. And now I've lost some of these. Da-da-dum. All right, and then you can also type on the outside line. So if you have again, if you have the type on a path tool highlighted, you can type around the actual object that you've made with the shape. Okay, as long as it's an actual path, then you can type around it. Oops, it's too much, I guess. All right, so you've got all of your letters here. Okay, again, if you hover towards where the lines are connected, you can move around your letters. Okay, if you click in the middle, you can bring in your type inside also of your you can bring your lines inside. So here is where the T is, you can bring it on the inside part so that you can have this whole area with the writing inside. And again, you can change it to the direction that you would like your reader to read. And now you've typed on the inside part of the line or on your actual curve. Anytime you make a vector line with your pen or your actual pencil tool, it will allow you to actually draw or write on whatever areas as long as you click on the type on a path tool, and then it will allow you to actually type inside those lines. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to, this is a tutorial, you're going to save this so that you know exactly what you're going to be doing. And what I want you to do is to draw either shapes, areas where you can type inside of the actual areas, or you can draw lines where you can type on the actual lines or the actual shapes, and then playing around with the different outlines or actual formatting of your text. And what I want you to do is find a song, any song, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as obviously there is no swear words from the actual lyrics, or you can just manage to take those particular areas that are not suitable for young adults out of the typed area or the typed lyrics. So take the lyrics of the song and then make them into shapes that goes with the actual song that you have chosen. So now you're going to, for those of you who are in my grade 11 visual arts class, it's kind of similar to what the people who are our guests who are here, what they've somewhat taught us, but instead now you're actually going to be writing the lyrics inside the shapes that you're going to be drawing with Illustrator, and definitely not with a pencil or a pen. All right, and then save your work to D2 P4 and for submission into your folder, and call this lyrics. Okay, type and then lyrics, and then just save it inside there. Make a new unit, because now we're working on unit number 3, my favorite number. We're working on unit number 3, so save it inside unit number 3. And if you haven't made any unit folders, make unit folders. There should be 1, 2, and 3. So that should be the folders that you have inside D2P4. And from now on, ensure that you're saving things. All right, if you have any questions, raise your hand so that I can talk to you.